Today we are doing a Tackle Warehouse unboxing number 3. If you guys haven't seen the last Tackle Warehouse unboxings, go check them out as well. This is the spring order, I call it. I do this pretty much every year. Early spring, I get a really large order of a variety of items that I like to use heading into the pre-spawn, spawn, and post-spawn. And that time period ranges from mid-March through early May or so. As usual with most of my videos, I give you guys a lot of detail and a lot of background information on what I bought and why I bought it. I'm gonna do my best to keep it short. So let's kick it off like this. Every season, every trip actually, as an angler, it's very important that you grow. I mean, if you're not stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things, then you're not elevating your game to where it could be. So with that being said, this season I wanted to step it up a little bit and I wanted to get into the swim bait game. But as you all know, swim baits can get extremely expensive. So instead of jumping into it, buying these really expensive baits, I decided to do so by buying soft swim baits to start. When I say soft swim baits, I mean things like the Zoom Swimming Super Fluke that I have right here. And I decided to get both sizes, both the standard and the junior. I got the Arkansas Shiner color and albino color. So these are two really versatile colors. They'll do well in a variety of different water, and I'm looking forward to catching a few fish on those and basically getting my feet wet in the swim bait game. So along the same lines, I've got another product here. It is the Mega Bass 3-inch Spark Shad. And I got the idea to throw this product from Chris Zaldane. He's a tour angler I'm sure you all are familiar with. It's a very small presentation, basically entices those finicky fish to bite. So that brings me to the next few products. These are what I'm gonna be using to rig up those swimming super flukes. For the standard size, you're gonna have to go with a 3/0 size hook or bigger on a 4 to 5 inch bait, I'd say. The 3/0 does pretty well for those size soft swim baits. I've got 2 packs of Conquistador 1/2 ounce 3/0 size jig heads, and those are going to be for getting those soft swim baits down deeper in the water column. A few Danielson football jig heads. Got a 1/2 ounce size for getting them down deeper and a 1/4 ounce for swimming them a bit shallower. Let's move on to some jig trailers. If you guys have watched the previous Tackle Warehouse unboxings, you know I'm a big fan of Zoom, but when I'm not throwing a Zoom trailer, I'm most often going to be throwing the Paca Craw by Netbait. I get the tiny, which is like, I don't know, 1.5 inches, and then I get the standard Paca Chunk, which is 3 inches. So check them out. They make a great addition to pretty much any jig, and the price is phenomenal on these. I think they're $2 per pack. So of course, I'm not going to be exclusively throwing jigs to imitate crawfish. I'll also be throwing like Texas rig craws. So I decided to pick up quite a few craws for this season. So these are the Culprit and Credit Craws, and they are 3.5 inches, the body itself, but they do have tentacles that extend past the main body, making it a larger profile bait. These are made of some really quality plastic, and they're very similar to the Missile Baits Destroyer, which has gained a lot of popularity in the past year since Missile Baits blew up. Culprit has been around a lot longer. I think their baits are made of a higher quality plastic, so I'm gonna start throwing these over the Missile Baits Destroyer, honestly, and I'll let you know how they do throughout the season. 2 packs of black and blue, 2 packs of green pumpkin, and those are my staple colors, as you all know. So the next craws were the Berkley Havoc, and I think this line of baits, the Berkley Havoc series, is some of the best you'll find for your money. Very reasonably priced and made of really quality material. This is the Papa Pit Boss. It's a Skeet Reese design bait. This is the 5-inch version. It's the biggest that they have, and I think this size just entices bigger fish to bite, so I typically buy the Papa Pit Boss in the 5-inch size. It's a really great bait for the post-spawn fish. They eat this up, so I got that in a natural color, green pumpkin purple. Another Berkley Havoc product, the Bobby Lane designed Craw Fatty. This is a bestseller on Tackle Warehouse for good reason. Made of quality material again, and it's an absolutely stunning design. And they're a great color, that green pumpkin blue. I throw these pretty much all year long. So the next craw imitations are from Big Bite Baits. It's a company I haven't really paid much attention to, but I'm starting to take notice because I've noticed that they make some really high quality stuff. I got a couple packs of the 3.5 inch tube in green pumpkin roadkill color. It's almost like a green pumpkin with red flake. I really like this tube. You can tell it's not going to rip up with one fish, and tubes are something that a lot of guys overlook. So I'll be throwing a lot of these on shaky head, the spot remover shaky heads this season. And look to see me catching some fish with tubes. All right, so that does it for the craw imitations. Of course, I had to pick up my favorite soft plastic of all time. This bait has caught me more fish than any other soft plastic in the game. More big fish, that is. The Zoom Brush Hog. And I got 3 different colors. I got a blackberry, which I'd assume is the same color as a blackberry. Blue Fleck, which is like a darkish purple with blue flecks in it. And then Sprayed Grass, which is one of my favorite colors of all time, especially for clear water applications. Check those out if you guys are fishing really pressured clear water sprayed grass. It'll do it for you. No order of soft plastics is complete without Senkos, but I don't buy Senkos because I'm not paying that much for some plastic. So I always go with the Yum Dinger, and my favorite is the 5-inch. It seems to work well throughout the year, no matter how you throw it, weightless, wacky, on a shaky head, whatever. My favorite colors for Senkos in general are the black and blue and a watermelon red, so I had to get a pack of each. They can always come in handy during tough situations on the water. That'll do it for all of the soft plastics in this order, and I know it was a lot, but the bodies of water that I fish, these fish can get really pressured, so I tend to find myself throwing soft plastics a lot on those really tough days when the fish are just being uncooperative. Let's move on to the hard baits and the moving baits. If I don't have a spinnerbait and it's windy out, that's not good. So you always want a spinnerbait on deck, and one of my favorite brands is War Eagle. If you guys are unfamiliar with the brand, go check them out. They make some superior spinnerbaits. The quality of the blades, quality of the hook, quality of the skirts is bar none the best out there. Just their variations in color, both in the blade and the skirts themselves, will impress you for sure. So they're close to $7 a pop, but these are some lures that I would spend the extra money on. They'll outlast the competition. I buy the heavier version of these baits, 3/8, ½ ounce, and I like to slow roll them really deep for those bigger bites. So check these out next time you're in the market for a spinnerbait. I really enjoy throwing these a lot. In addition to those spinnerbaits, I also grabbed a few chatterbaits, and you guys are definitely familiar with the Z-Man chatterbait. It's an all-around versatile bait you can use in a variety of situations. A lot of different bodies of water, and the fish respond really well. So you can put any trailer you want on the back of that. Anything that kind of squirms around as it comes through the water be a good bet. I decided to grab a heavier version this time just so I can swim them a little bit deeper. I grabbed some ½ ounce in black and blue with a nickel blade. You guys already know I couldn't do an order without Jigs. These are also a War Eagle product. Some flipping jigs, 3/8 and some ½ ounce, all of which are darker colors. And I've just found that the darker color works both in clear water and stained or dirty water. I haven't taken them out of the package yet. They look pretty solid. I mean, just from the looks of it, they look great. And they're priced at $2.89, and I'm looking forward to catching my first fish on a War Eagle jig. All right, so then I decided to grab a couple of finesse jigs, the Strike King Bitsy Bug. They're like a mini jig. This is a really good option when the fish are being really finicky. You can also turn them to a standard size jig or an oversized jig by adding a standard size trailer, a 3-inch or bigger trailer. 5 of those in 1/4 ounce, black and blue color. And now we're going to go on to a couple of terminal tackle items that I bought for this season as well. Some Gamakatsu hooks, the only brand of hook that I throw. I've thrown them since I was a kid, and they've never failed me. The offset shank worm, the EWG, and I got that in a 3/0 size for some bigger bait. Some Gamakatsu octopus hooks, and these are great for small finesse worms and also for nose hooking baits for drop shotting. Then we've got a product that's sort of an add-on to your soft plastics, and it'll enhance any soft plastic you want to throw. And that is some Colorado blades. They're size 2, just a very small finesse blade, and they've got a screw on them so you can put them into your soft plastic in the tail of a finesse worm, in the tail of a trick worm, anything really, and it basically transforms your presentations. And lastly, for the terminal tackle, I had to get some pegs. They stop the weight from sliding down the line, as you all know. The most popular brand for this is 6 cents, but these were on sale. This is the Smart Peg by Vike. What you do is you slide these onto your line and adjust it to whatever position you want that weight to stop at on your line. Flipping and pitching, they definitely help. But I saved the best items for last, and that would be the promo t-shirt. Got 2 long sleeve promo t-shirts as well. Probably give one to my girlfriend. And then last but definitely not least, I'm gonna get to the point where I start throwing, 8, 9-inch soft swim baits. And to do that, you're gonna have to be throwing like 1 and 2 ounce heads. So I decided to go with a Abu Garcia Vendetta. This is the 7.6 heavy version. And this is most often used for, your heavier applications, your flipping and pitching, your ½ ounce to 1 ounce baits, anything 1 ounce, 1.5 ounces. It's a little bit heavy. I talked about this in the rod arsenal. It's very stout. It's a broomstick, and anything single hooked, that fish is not going anywhere. This thing sets the hook. Yeah, I don't know, bro. Oh, that's a pig. Holy shit. Holy shit. No problem. All right, everyone, that does it for Tackle Warehouse unboxing number 3. As always, I hope that you have learned something from watching these videos. I'm looking forward to a great and successful season ahead. Thank you, as always, for joining me on Water Warrior Fishing. See you next time.